Nikon has just announced that it's going to acquire RED.com, the US cinema camera manufacturer. And I'm excited. So let's have a chat about how this could have come about from a speculative perspective, and also what this might mean for Nikon's cameras in the future, and indeed for us users. RED and Nikon actually have an interesting history because in 2022 they were actually locked in a lawsuit because RED.com alleged that Nikon was infringing on its patents with regards to Nikon's N RAW video file format and the compression that it was using. Now, fast forward to September 2023 and suddenly that was dismissed. The case was pretty much dropped and that was that. At the time, I remember thinking that perhaps Nikon had paid for some patents or had proved that it hadn't infringed on them, and that was that. I never really had on my bingo card that Nikon was going to acquire RED. But it's a really interesting proposition. There have been rumours from time to time that RED was going to be acquired by various different manufacturers, and for Nikon to be the one is out of the blue, but exciting. It's also exciting when you think about the wording in Nikon's press release, which I've gone really old school and printed out here. But Nikon's saying that in its subhead that it's accelerating expansion in professional digital cinema camera market. So we know straight away that there is an aspiration here towards video and film production, and they say as much in the final paragraph of the press release, where they're saying that Nikon will leverage this acquisition to expand the fast-growing professional digital cinema camera market, building on both companies' business foundations and networks, promising an exciting future of product development that will continue to push the boundaries of what is possible in film and video production. That, I think, is the kicker. It's not just an acquisition, I think, for patents, but also for technologies and capabilities. At the end of the day, RED makes its own cinema cameras and its own line of cameras, essentially, that Nikon has now also acquired by the looks of things. Now, we don't know exactly what the acquisition is. It does say that it's an agreement to acquire 100% of the outstanding membership interests of RED.com. So presumably it's the entire business. And this means that Nikon has suddenly gained a lot of expertise in staff. It's acquired patents and it's probably acquired the actual manufacturing as well. So hopefully we're going to see something that rivals what Canon does with its cinema line. It's something that I've always found really interesting and exciting. Even cameras like the R5C, which takes a whole different look at Canon's digital camera, so mirrorless camera offering, and goes, well, here is a truly prosumer video camera in every sense of the word, or their cinema line, which is obviously way higher tier than that. I kind of wonder whether we're going to see some of the capabilities even on existing cameras change, because if it turns out that those video file formats were very similar, could they just replace N RAW with some of RED's formats? The reason I say that is, although N RAW was really exciting when Nikon first launched the Z9, I found there was going to be no use for me because I'd have to completely change my workflow to use DaVinci Resolve. Yes, I know the majority of people that shoot videos seem to use it, but I just prefer Adobe Premiere. Perhaps could we see more interest from Adobe, given that Nikon's commitment to video and cinema has clearly just been made? The thing, though, is that product development takes a long time, and even if it were an update, I assume this is probably a couple of years down the line, and I'm guessing new products are further down the line from that. I also am really curious to see whether Nikon's going to leave RED as a separate entity or whether they're going to fold them into the company, i.e., will Nikon continue to sell RED cameras as RED cameras, or will they become Nikon cinema cameras? That could also change. I mean, could we see the Z mount on those cameras in the future? We don't know, but it is exciting. And I think that this probably shows the market that Nikon is feeling confident, that they are making acquisitions into new areas, they're growing into new areas. I kind of wonder what's going to happen with the mirrorless market. Yes, it seems to have been strong recently, but as phones continue to get really good, I just feel like there's slightly less interest than there used to be in digital cameras when phones can do everything, and people will put up with less quality or not as good image quality when it comes to photography, because it's more handy. They have it with them all the time. So I kind of felt like that's maybe gone down a bit. So maybe expanding into the cinema camera market is a way to offset that a little bit. So yeah, I'm really excited. And when I saw this press release, I was really surprised. I actually had to check it was real at the time, even though I was on Nikon's website. So yeah, let's see where this goes. But it looks like two companies that were in a lawsuit have now decided that actually they're better off together, and Nikon's just going to acquire RED outright. There could be some really interesting implications for Nikon's Z lineup, and we could even see a cinema camera lineup in the future. So here we go. I hope you found this interesting. I've dropped a link to Nikon's press release below in case you want to read it yourself. And equally, if you want to have a discussion about what this means, pop it in the comments. I'm by no means an expert on cinema cameras. It's something I'm interested in, but have never had a chance to learn much about them. But would love to hear your thoughts on what this means, whether it's a good move for Nikon, maybe it's a bad move, and where the future lies. So thank you very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next videos. We don't always do the news. It's something a little bit different, but I'm hoping we can do a little bit more of it because it is exciting. Thanks again. Bye.